I stood at the edge of the barn, watching the white ribbons flutter in the wind. My son's fiancée bent over a table, barking orders as if she owned the place. Our property, she called it. The words cut deeper than any knife. They hadn't asked. They hadn't even told me. They just assumed. 40 years of sweat and bone buried in this soil, and to them it was nothing more than a backdrop for their little performance. I kept silent, not out of weakness, out of calculation. The weight of years. This farm was my life. Every fence post, every furrow, every stone pulled from the earth bore my fingerprint. I built it from nothing. When others bought easy lives, I bought land no one wanted and made it breathe again. When my boy was born, I carried him through the fields on my shoulders. I told him, one day this will all be yours, but not until you've earned it. I thought he understood, but I watched the slow shift. City friends, quick money, a hunger for appearances instead of roots. Then she came. Sharp smile, shallow eyes, ambition in her bones. She didn't want him. She wanted what he stood to inherit. And he let her. The betrayal. The first time I heard her say it, I thought I'd misheard. Our property. Not mine, not yours, ours. But then I found the wedding invitations. They were already printed. My land, my barn, listed as their venue. They hadn't even asked. That's when the quiet fury settled in. I could have shouted, I could have forbidden it outright. But rage burns fast, and I prefer the kind of fire that smolders, the kind that consumes slowly and leaves nothing but ash. The shift. I spent nights walking the fields, hands buried in my pockets, boots heavy in the dirt. The soil steadied me. The silence whispered answers. They thought me old, tired, harmless. But 40 years on this land had taught me patience. I didn't need to scream. I needed only to move one piece, and the board would collapse. So I called the event company, a big one, the kind that pays well and books months in advance. I signed the papers, cashed the deposit, and sealed the date. The same day they'd chosen. The execution. The morning arrived crisp, dew shining on the grass like glass. Trucks rolled in before sunrise, not his, not hers, but mine. The event company's crew fanned out across the lawn, efficient, professional, paid in full. By the time my son and his bride-to-be showed up, the place was alive with strangers. White tents rising, stages hammered into place, generators humming. I watched from the porch as confusion painted their faces. "What's going on?" she snapped at me. I sipped my coffee. "Property's rented out today." Her voice went high, shrill. "What do you mean? This is our wedding day." I looked her dead in the eye. "Correction. This is my farm, and today it belongs to them." The confrontation. My son pulled me aside, face red with anger, panic bleeding through his bravado. "Dad, you can't do this." "I already did. We sent invitations." "You should have asked before you assumed." I saw it then, the exact moment he realized the ground wasn't his. That everything he'd boasted about to her, everything she thought she was marrying into, was smoke. She stormed off, phone in hand, shouting into it, demanding. No one could fix it. The company had contracts, lawyers, money. They weren't moving for anyone. And I just stood there, calm, as their wedding unraveled before it even began. The collapse. I heard the whispers between them, her voice sharp, accusing. "You promised me. You said it was ours." His voice breaking. I didn't think." That was the heart of it. He didn't think. She left in a fury, dress still zipped in its bag, makeup running down her cheeks. Guests began arriving, confused, cars lined up at the gates only to be turned away. The shame spread like wildfire. My son sat on the porch steps, head in his hands. For once, no words came from him, just silence, and I let him sit in it. The release. Did I feel guilt? No. 40 years I gave that boy a foundation. 40 years of sacrifice. All I asked was respect. A word, a gesture. He gave me entitlement. Respect isn't inherited, it's earned. That day he learned what I had always known. This land doesn't belong to those who claim it. It belongs to those who work it, protect it, and never take it for granted. When the sun set and the last truck rolled out, I stood in the quiet again. The farm was mine, as it always had been. And for the first time in months, I felt peace. Final thought. They thought they could take without asking. They thought I'd roll over. But this land taught me one truth. Nothing survives here without work. Not crops, not love, not even family. And now they know it too.